Guest number 2 tonight is none other than video producer Luke Slemmer. But before we get to Luke, I want to thank partner Cassens Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the number one place to purchase a vehicle in the Metro East. If you're in the market for a new or a pre-owned car, check out Cassens inventory in person, where they've been for nearly 30 years, or online at Cassens.com. Cassens has earned the highest ratings for customer service. Their expert staff is committed to making your car buying experience enjoyable, including convenient on-site financing. I've purchased 5 vehicles there, including that semi-brand new Gladiator. It's a year old now, but it still looks brand new because it's awesome. I bought that there, and I will not purchase a vehicle anyplace else. With over 90 years of experience in the Metro East, Cassens is the clear-cut leader for quality, service, and customer satisfaction. Go see Steve, Cliff, Holly, Greg, Bob, Mike, or Evan today. And it's springtime in the Metro East, which means one day it's hot, the next day it's cold. But no matter the temperature, Viviano Heating and Air Conditioning has your emergency calls and maintenance services covered. Viviano is a family-owned and operated company proudly serving the Metro East for over 30 years. Viviano provides quality heating and cooling services, including repairs, installation, and maintenance. Looking for a new furnace or AC unit? Need emergency service or maintenance? What are you waiting for? Call to schedule a service appointment with Viviano today at 618-345-7498 or visit them online at vivianoair.com. Welcome to the show, Luke. Good to see you.
Having me.
Man, you got to stand right. Come on, you've heard me say it a million times. You got to do better with that mic. All right. I introduced you as the king of 618 fishing. Talk about your YouTube fishing channel. When did you start it?
The first videos I put out were in 2017, but then I didn't do it. I did it for about 6 months then, and then I didn't start posting again until June of 2023.
How many videos have you posted on YouTube?
It's been every 3 days since June of 23, so it's probably a couple hundred by now.
Okay. How many total downloads do you have?
Counting shorts on YouTube, it's like almost 400,000, I think.
400,000.
Yeah.
400,000 downloads in just a very relatively short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So your most downloaded fishing videos are, like you told me once, 8,000-ish.
Yeah, my most is a hunting video, and it's at 15,000.
Okay, so it's really an outdoors channel.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your handle so people can find you?
It's just at Luke Slemmer, Slemmer with 2 M's.
Okay, at Luke Slemmer on YouTube, hunting and fishing. What percentage of these videos have been hunting, and what percentage have been?
It's probably like 90% fishing because hunting is so season-based.
Okay. And I should have introduced our social media assistant, co-host, the lovely Kayla Kohlberg. Good to see you, Kayla.
Thank you.
Beginning step 1 of your career and becoming a lawyer, potentially.
Yeah, HMU if you need a sports attorney. I'll be ready in like 3 years.
Okay, awesome. Good to see you. I should have introduced you before we got to Luke here. And you're also a fishing and hunting expert.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about how you got into hunting and fishing. Been doing it your whole life?
Yep.
Since day one?
Yeah.
All of it, all the time? Okay. And you told me I once had your dad on this show when he was coaching the EHS bass fishing team, right?
Yeah, in 2022.
But you didn't come on the show then?
No.
Huh. He did. He brought in kids he liked better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So no, he didn't bring it. It was just him.
I thought he didn't bring a kid?
No.
Okay. All right. I thought he had a kid with him. Okay. So what role has fishing played in your life growing up? Has it been your number one passion?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, there was been times where I won't go for a year or so, but that was back whenever it was like after I started making videos, I probably haven't gone 2 or 3 days without going since then. But before that, it was not. I would care more about hunting when I was younger, but then fishing is something you can do literally all year round. So I grew to like it more.
Okay, so just describe your typical video, because you're knocking one of these things out like every 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So, peel back the curtain a little bit and talk to me about what does the typical Luke Slemmer fishing video look like?
So I just graduated at Lewis and Clark, but even when I went there, I had my classes set up to be in the afternoon or online. So I'll basically get up at 4 or 5 in the morning for when it's warm out, and then fish till 2 to 3 p.m., sometimes all day if it's good enough. But I'll have 2 to 3 cameras going the whole day. So get about 8 hours of footage filming, and then I'll go home that day, put it all on my computer, and then I've got 2 days till I have to upload it. So I'll spend one day trimming it all and one day editing it all, and then repeat it.
So you're working on this every single day.
Yeah.
Is this something that you see yourself doing for the rest of your life?
Hopefully.
You see this one channel growing, or do you see yourself expanding into other media?
Probably both, but it's just having one where you can upload anything is kind of the goal always, because then you don't really have to split it apart. Because some people have fishing and hunting channels, but if I can just do it on one, it's better.
I'm fascinated. We're gonna get right back to this in just 1 second, but first I'm gonna tell all you coaches out there how you can earn some money. Since 2014, Snap Mobile has supported athletic and activity programs nationwide with reliable fundraising and administrative solutions. Snap Mobile has helped schools and coaches raise nearly $1 billion for their teams. Former Belleville East coach and AD Jim Loyette is your local Snap Mobile rep. So if you're a coach, an AD, or a parent looking for a 100% hassle-free way to raise funds for your team, group, or organization, give Jim a call at 618-910-1781. I've personally worked with Snap Mobile, and I'm sold on the process, the professionalism, but most of all, the results. Okay. You're not taking any shortcuts, man. 8 hours. Your sessions last 8 hours out on the water.
Yep.
Okay. And are you typically on the shore or in a boat?
Depends on where I'm at, because I've got a boat that my grandpa gave to me. So the story is my cousin, who's 2 years older than me, he had a truck and it exploded, and my grandpa had just bought himself a new truck, so he had his old one, and he gave my cousin his old truck. So then he gave me his boat, and he's still like perfectly healthy and everything, but I use the boat more than anybody in the family, so they gave it to me so we can keep it at our house now. And it's a 1990, early 90s Bass Pro Shops tracker, and it's 17 feet long. So some of the bigger lakes around here it struggles with, but other than that, you can take it everywhere. But then I fish on the bank a lot because it's definitely a lot easier to make videos when you're on the bank, because you don't have to setting the boat up and getting it, especially basically fishing on the bank is I could drive 10 minutes down the road and fish a pond. But if I want to go to a good lake where I have to take the boat, it's at least an hour of driving. So it's just completely different.
Favorite place to fish?
Um,
Because you're making these at all kinds of different places, like little farm ponds
yeah.
and lakes.
I'd say my number one favorite spot ever we've been twice now, and it's you drive 15 hours north into Canada and then get on a float plane and fly for about an hour into the middle of nowhere. And then we've done it twice where we stay there for a week, and it's 7 straight days of like sun up to sundown being out fishing, and it's just like the best ever.
You love it.
Yeah.
Who's we?
This last time it was me, my mom, my dad, my grandpa, and then a family friend, his brother-in-law, and then his 2 kids.
Wow.
So
It's a pretty big group.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you fishing for then?
That's so around here we have largemouth bass, and they're green, and they have giant mouths. Up there in Canada they have smallmouth, so they're just like a cousin of the largemouth basically.
But it's still bass.
Yeah, they're still bass.
Are you a competitive fisherman?
I do tournaments. I do one tournament a week, but it's like a friendly one basically at Holiday Shores Lake. They have that one. I haven't done a real like big tournament since high school.
So your focus with fishing is on the channel.
Yeah.
It's not on the trophies or the
Mm-mm.
prize money. Okay, very good. And you're starting to make money. You're starting to get paid from YouTube.
Yeah,
Which is
since
exciting.
August.
Yeah, that's cool. Very good. Okay, so stink bait. Myth? Is it a myth?
It works, but I don't. It's for
Catfish.
For catfish, yeah.
Okay, it's just fun to say. Stink bait. Give me some tips for catching bass. What have you learned about catching fish? Because you only try to catch bass?
Yeah.
Never bluegill, never
No.
anything else.
Just around
Except
here,
when you go to Canada.
yeah, and even,
Different kind of bass.
Yeah, but they're smallmouth in Illinois. They're up north though. We're kind of like, I call it like a dead zone basically. Illinois sucks for fishing. Like really, it does. It's not good. So the bass are like the main thing around here that people fish for. Down in south or other places you can fish for other stuff, but especially in saltwater areas. But here, bass are the number one. Like basically the only fun thing to catch.
How about like some saltwater fishing, some big ocean fishing
I've
in the
won
bay?
a few times when we went to Florida a few times when I was younger, and we'd go out on boats.
Sailfish and sharks and stuff like that. You into that?
I feel like I would be if we lived down south, but I've only had the chance to go once.
I think one of the more impressive things about you, talking to you, and just everybody knows you're the video producer of this show. You're the one putting together these awesome YouTube videos for us, and I really appreciate the work that you're doing here for us. But in talking to you, you're working hard at figuring out the algorithm, the metrics, what's creating the downloads. I really appreciate for a really young person, you are working diligently to figure out how to get more downloads. What are the keys? What are people looking for?
More than the video matters, it seems like the thumbnail matters the most, honestly, because somebody's not going to click on a video if it's just like a black screen as the thumbnail. So the colors matter a lot. So it's like in the winter, it's hard to get a good background if all the grass is dead on the bank if you're trying to get a thumbnail picture of something. But the thumbnail matters a ton, and then the first like 10 seconds of the video, because a lot of the people who are watching outdoor videos are people who are learning, who are younger, and their attention spans are non-existent. So if they're not hooked in 10 seconds, they don't really care, and they'll go to the next video. So
you got to make it so you're showing fish catching.
Yeah,
because if you're not catching fish, people aren't going to watch.
Yeah, that, or if you're not teaching.
Okay, so you're lecturing your audience about spots and bait. What are you talking?
Like just like techniques and patterns and stuff, because bass fishing is it's not even like just in the U.S. anymore. They've introduced bass to like dozens of countries around the world, so people are everywhere trying to figure out how to catch them.
What kind of reception are you getting? Are people contacting you from all over the world, sending you messages and saying, "Hey, man, great video"? Yeah,
people comment quite a bit, but a lot of times you can see the analytics on who's like watched your video from where, so it's neat to see people from other places watch about bass fishing, even if they don't have them there.
Yeah, same with this. I think we're the number one Metro Esports podcast in Ethiopia, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that. It's like less than 1%. Kazakhstan too, by the way. And so has anybody been mean to you? Because with 8,000 downloads, somebody's got to be like, "Hey, dude, nice shirt," or whatever.
There's always people who, it seems like the older generation of fishermen don't like videos as much showing spots, because I'll get people who will comment if they know a spot. It's like people will know a lake around here because they fish around here, and they don't want videos made on that lake because they don't want people to find it. But I don't say where I'm fishing in any video, so unless you are good at maps, you're not going to find them. So people have commented that. People comment like, I'll do a video saying like, "Oh, use this here" and stuff, and somebody will comment like, "Oh, he doesn't do that. He's just making this up to get content." So
saying that, you're just saying that you do it, but you don't really do it, is what they're accusing
just to get
you
a video out of it, basically.
Ridiculous. That's the meanest anybody's been?
There's not really. I mean, YouTube comments I feel like people aren't as mean as they used to be.
Really?
Yeah. Like if I was making videos back in like when YouTube was really big in like 2015 to like 2020, it would be more aggressive comments.
You think?
Yeah, definitely.
What about social media?
On like, I really haven't gotten, I don't know.
Are you on Twitter? Are you on X?
Yeah.
And people haven't been mean?
No. That's actually, the people in there have been like the nicest, because it's just kind of like nice fish and that's it. There's not really any negativity.
Hilarious. And you always fish with someone?
Not always. It's just more fun too. I'm basically teaching like a group of 5 or 6 guys that have never fished before how to fish. Like all my friends, besides 1 or 2 of them, grew up never really hunting or fishing, and then it'd be like they want to go do whatever, and I'd be like, "I'm gonna go fish. If any of you want to come." So I'm basically teaching 6 clueless people how to fish.
I would go hunting. I just don't want to kill anything. I want to be out there. I just don't want to. I don't want to kill it, and I don't want to gut it.
It tastes good.
You know, that's yeah. There's that. So tell me about your hunting videos. Deer, I assume.
Yeah, deer, squirrel hunting videos people really like to watch because it's very active hunting. You're moving a lot. Deer hunting, you're pretty stationary, but squirrel hunting is a lot of moving.
You do squirrel hunting.
Yep.
What do you do with the squirrels?
Eat them.
Do you like it?
Fried is kind of annoying to eat because there's a lot of bones, but my mom makes really good stew out of the squirrels, and it's my favorite.
Squirrel stew is your favorite.
Yeah. Favorite way to eat squirrels, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, best day of fishing you ever had? So you don't like, are people going to get mad if you say where?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't say where I'm at no matter what, no matter where I'm at.
Well, you can say the lake. You just can't be like, okay, I went to this one cove.
No, I don't say the lakes even because people know. Like, say if somebody else uploaded a video and said the name of the lake, if they're like on one certain bank of that lake and I'd been there, I can tell exactly where they're at instantly. And most people can do that who have fished there several times. So it's pretty, you don't really want to say where. But my best day would probably be, it's been forever ago, but in 2017 at a pond that none of the fish are alive in anymore, unfortunately, but because of runoff from fertilizer.
Of you.
No, I let them all go. But it was within 24 hours. So it was one right before dark. I caught a giant bass, and then that next day at noon, I caught one that was bigger, and those both are my two biggest ever. So it was.
So all the fish are dead because of runoff from fertilizer.
Yeah, it's small farm ponds like that. They'll whenever the planes come over and dump the insecticide and stuff on them, they'll not they just don't care about the ponds and stuff. So then it rains, all that runs in the pond, and then if there's no people like taking care of the pond, then the algae grows, that dies, and all oxygen gets taken out of the water, and all the fish die. And it happens every few years unless the ponds get taken care of.
Kind of becoming a conservationist.
Kind of.
I mean, if there's no more ponds that are fishable, then you don't have a YouTube channel.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so you have 3 cameras. One on your head. One
on
on
my
your
chest.
One on your chest?
Yeah.
So your
It sits,
GoPro's
like,
on
right
your
here.
chest, not on your head.
Yeah.
Okay, chest, arm, and on the bank, on the ground?
I have a tripod that I put my camera on, when I'm on the bank. And then on my boat, there's the windshield that you sit behind when you drive, and that's where I put a camera arm with my other GoPro on it.
Sweet. Could you begin to put into words what you love about fishing?
Yeah, it's definitely the hunt of trying to catch a certain size fish, basically, because especially here in Illinois, catching a bass over 8 to 10 pounds is such a thing that very few people will do in their lifetimes, that it's every time you go out, you have the chance to at certain spots. So it's like the hunt of trying to hit a goal, basically. That, and just how peaceful it is.
All right. I got to talk about Play It Again sports. You and your kids may never outgrow your favorite sport, but you may outgrow your equipment. Your locally owned Play It Again Sports provides an easy way to sell your quality used sports and fitness gear and get paid on the spot or trade up for what you need right now. Not only will you save with affordable used gear, but they also supply the latest new equipment and accessories from the most popular brands. I talked to Edwardsville's store owner, Dan, today, and he said they're paying top dollar and moving tons of spring stuff. Softball, baseball, disc golf. Go see Dan and tell him I sent you. Do you have a favorite lure?
Yeah, it's a very expensive one that a company in Minnesota makes by hand. It's called the Metro Glide. It is $140 for a fishing lure.
Worth it?
Definitely worth it, yeah. On that one lure, I probably caught a few hundred fish on it last year.
Wow. I'm surprised it lasts that long. I'm surprised you don't lose it.
Yeah, you got to be pretty careful. Every time you catch a fish or to your line, I feel several feet of it above where your lure's at, because you hit a stick wrong or something, you set the hook on a fish, and then your lure's gone. So you have to be really careful of retying your lure very often.
Do you have time to fish not for the channel?
Not really. Even this time of year when the fishing's good, I like kind of struggle to keep up with the content because like yesterday I was gonna go to edit a video, but the video I posted today that I already edited was at the same lake as the only other lake I had footage at. So I didn't want to do 2 in a row at the same lake. So then that's why I went today to get more footage for the next video. So it's still, you got to go at least you have to go like 3-4 times a week to get enough, really.
So it's April, early April right now. I assume it's all fishing until fall.
Yeah. November is actually really good for fishing. And then December
Really?
through February is terrible unless you live down south. But the water doesn't change as fast as people think it does. So it's like the water is still cooling down quite a bit in November. October and November are both great, but after that is bad until about now.
I feel like you always have a lot to learn about fishing too, because you're still learning. No matter how much you know about a certain lake or pond, you're still going to learn more, right?
Yeah, especially if you're going to new places. Like if I went to anywhere down south, I would probably struggle to do very good the first time I showed up because of how different it is.
So typically you're fishing someplace within an hour though of where we are.
I'd say within like 2.5 hours is the max I'll drive for a 1-day trip.
Ever had any scary experiences like you're out on the lake and all of a sudden the storm comes in?
Yeah, literally, like last week at the Holiday Shores tournament, there was no forecast and it started lightning like just insane. So we just went back in. That happens pretty often because the weather apps are never right, no matter what.
And you told me you fish with your mom quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is she good at fishing?
Yeah, she's really good.
What's her name? Shout out to her.
Susan Slmer.
She's good at fishing.
Yeah, she's been doing it her whole life too. So it's like she took me a ton when I was younger, and my whole life we've always fished together.
So it's kind of like the Slemmer family thing.
Yeah,
and it makes sense. Your dad's in the taxidermy business too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you taxidermied? Have you mounted any of your fish that you caught?
A few of them, yeah. When I was younger, yeah.
Okay, cool. Kayla's all right, man. What don't people understand about making a YouTube channel or about fishing?
About fishing, I would say it's not as people think. It's just like you put a worm in a bobber and it's complete luck. It's more skill and luck, like 100%. And then about YouTube, it's the amount of time it takes to edit a video, especially if you do like dual or tri-camera footage. It's like if you have 8 hours of footage to go through, that takes forever to trim it down into what you want it to be.
And you'd rather make a fishing video than a hunting video?
Not really. I like making them both. The hunting videos are a lot of fun to edit because of how exciting they are, but it's way harder to film a hunting video because it's way easier to catch a bass than kill a deer.
Yeah, I bet. All right, Luke. Well, do we leave anything out, Kayla, when it came to fishing talk with Luke Slemmer?
I don't think you left anything out. I just thought it was interesting.
I think it's amazing.
I call myself a recovering vegetarian. I'm slowly working my way up to eating meat again and everything. So this was like crazy to me.
I'm intrigued. Have you ever thought about fishing with like famous or semi-famous people?
You kind of have to be somewhat more known to probably do that.
Yeah.
You can have us.
Yeah.
I was thinking KK. I think Kayla would be great on there. But you could have like the mayor.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure the mayor would go out there with you, but then it would change. Because it seems to me like right now you're pretty focused on, it's like not about the guest and the conversation. It's more about the tutorial and the success, right?
Yeah.
So like you start bringing in funny people and that kind of stuff. It's like Coffee with Stars. What's that show? Coffee with, like people would drive, famous people would get coffee with Jerry Seinfeld. I think it was. I don't know. I watched a couple episodes. So I don't think it would go for you. I think
it would be like a fun thing to do though. It'd be completely different though. You'd be more focused on just like, it'd be like a podcast basically compared to catching fish.
I know a famous police officer if you ever need one on your show.
Yeah, I could probably help you brainstorm some pretty famous people, some semi-famous people. When the tennis tournament's in town, maybe he needs to take
Zeke.
Yeah, I'm sure the tennis guys would love to go out fishing with you. Do you ever do just like a 1 hour fishing session?
Yeah, a lot of times because especially if the ponds are really good in the summer, you could get a 20-minute video in an hour.
Cool. All right, Luke Slmer, video production assistant for the Metro East Sports Podcast, fishing guru, podcast aficionado. Follow him on Luke Slemmer on his station on YouTube. Thanks so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me.